One great way of adding that little bit extra to your science film and helping carry the story forward is by adding music to it. So let's have a look at how we do that in Filmora. I've already got my timeline built out, so I've got some drone footage at the start, then some interview, some landscape footage, and then some more interview in and out. You'll notice that some of these have waveforms attached to them, so you can see that Tamara is speaking in this bit because she's got those spiky waveforms that go with it, and then in the drone footage there's nothing. So we want to add some music in to compensate for that silence. So we can go straight over to the audio tab in Filmora, and it gives you loads of options of downloading music to put into your timeline. So these are all for you to download and put in. There's some sound effects, there's some different types of music in here too. I've actually gone away to a stock website that I use and downloaded mine. Got a video all about where to find those stock music websites too. And I've gone down and got a few different types of music, but I've already decided I want this one. So with this one, just like with the video, if you press I for in and you can press O for out, then that'll give you your clip that you want to bring in. So if I chose the whole thing, I drag it down and it's just way too big. We don't need that much music. But what I can do is go to a specific point and then press O for out and just bring in that particular part of the music. So if I bring this in now, that's a lot better than what I had originally. And I'll do the same for the out. So for when you finish, it's a nice little trick to just get the bits that you want. Instead of taking something from the middle, just take the very beginning, the in section, and then the very end, the out section. And I'll press I for in, just to get that little bit at the end. If I bring that down now, what we've actually got is a nice introduction and then a nice out for the music. It's going to change right in the middle from the intro to the outro, but we can hide that, no problem at all. So now it sounds a bit like this.
You can come back here.
But she's now, the music is playing over her talking, so we want to change that. One of the ways to do it is just to have, just to cut the music at the very part where she starts talking. So I'll press this little snippers, and I'll do the same when she finishes talking. I'll press the little scissors, making sure I've clicked on this, and then press the scissors there too. And then there's a line across here that is just denotes the volume, the amplitude of the music, and I can just drag that down to say -20. I'll do the same with this side. And then it goes from one to the other.
You could come back here year after year and never get bored. But then again, adventure can't always be extreme.
So that could work. You kind of want it to fade in and fade out, but that works. If we go back though, Filmora actually has a really good feature in it that allows you to do the same thing, but just with one click of a button. So if I focus on this A-roll, this interview, double click on the audio part and it brings out the audio section. And I can actually click on ducking, which is actually what we're doing when we're reducing the volume and then bringing it back up. Lower the volume of other clips that's not this one. That's what I want. And I can do the same for this. Lower the volume of other clips. And you can see what it does around here when I press that button. It just takes all that and brings it back down. So now when I play it,
You could come back here year after year and never get bored. But then again, adventure can't always be extreme. Impressive. I got to do a bit of rock climbing there.
I know those interviews, I just pulled those interview sections in and didn't really hear what she was saying, but you get the gist, right? Like it ducks it down when she starts speaking, and then it brings it back out when she stops speaking. And you notice that because she was speaking over the top of the music changing from the very start to the very end, this bit here, I'll play it again for you.
And never get bored. But then again, adventure.
You don't really notice that it's two different clips in there. So it's a really good way of hiding music changes is behind people actually speaking. So now we've got an intro, we've got an outro, and then our very end
Rock climbing there.
sounds a bit like that. So when you're creating these science films, always think about music and what you want in there. And always make sure that the music is at the right volume compared to the person speaking. You don't want the person speaking to be outdone by the music, but it definitely helps, and that's how you do it in Filmora.